How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 for PC and Mac only, called North German Country. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to the North German Country map. This is a fictional North German quadruple map. Key data: 151 fields, lots of grassland, 76 forest areas, 7 farms with farmhouses, 10 farms for settlers, 4 cow pastures, 3 sheep pastures, 2 horse pastures. At the sugar factory, each of the 7 main farms has a bulk bunker for storage of sugar beets. Dedicated soil map for precision farming, a fully equipped starter farm with used machinery, many small details that'll make you smile, numerous production facilities and sales outlets, crop and stubble destruction. The farm decorations include curbs, fences, etc. Can be removed when the doghouse is sold. Multi-crops, 9 additional crops: rye, triticale, spelt, green rye, verum, field grass, humus active, mustard, spring barley, spring wheat, and flowering cover crop. 256 soil angles. Livestock pasture can be bought and sold via Farmland. All pastures also have some water and fodder. A biogas plant only appears in the price list and field missions. The other are purely productions. Buildings you want to demolish will incur a demolition fee. Custom script for more pastures and productions with limits of 256. Many custom textures and decorative plants. Many soil texture plants and trees in the building menu. This is a European map and was created by Nader Shosh 85 von NDS Modding, LS Schleswig, Holstein, and Ball. Is 785.06 megabytes to download. There are mods required for this map, and it's actually quite a lot of them. So what I'm going to do is that there's actually the same modder listed multiple times. When it's the same modder, I will read their name the first time, and then any subsequent times that they're repeating, I won't read their name after that. But then once we get to the next modder, I'll read their name, and so on and so forth. So, starting with Vehicle Shed by Modding Association Katsu, sheds and storages, large storage halls, half-timbered barn, wind turbine pack by Razak, shelter by Modding Association Nordfries, bunker silo set modular by Castor DS Agrar Service, farmhouse package volume 3 by DMI 20mm Normandy, shed pack, cowshed pack, chicken coop by Camelos 0397, Cowshed 3+0 by DMI 20mm Normandy, Slurry Storage Pack, Old Farmhouse Package, Cowshed 3+3, Pig Shed, All the Ground Textures in Game by Mod Eschler Farming Agency, Farmhouse Package Volume 2 by DMI 20mm Normandy, Waterhouse by LS Factory Mods, Grain Flour Mill by DMI 20mm Normandy, Pig Shed, Storage Shed, Shed Pack, Manure Basin, 3-Sided Farm by Modding Association, and Workshop by DMI 20mm Normandy. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here on the southern portion of the map, almost directly in the middle of the map. We start out by owning farmlands numbered, let's see, we've got 14, 51, 68, 77, 91, 120, 248, and 252. All right, so starting out with 14 is a grass field that is ready to harvest. 51 is a barley field ready to harvest. 68, which is over here, is a grass field ready to harvest. 77 is a wheat field that is actually kind of weird. So it says that it's a wheat field, but as I'm hovering over this, it doesn't give me a state for the crop. It's just kind of in limbo almost. And if I take a look at the crops and I focus in on this here, whoops, didn't change. Yeah, here we go. It's not here. Like, there's no growth or anything like that. So it's almost like the wheat was left over and it's just kind of empty. So I'm going to say that even though it says wheat is the crop type in here, I'm going to say there's no product in here because it literally doesn't give me anything to go off of for this particular field. It's just kind of giving the kind of generic stuff. Let's see. 91, which is down here, is a grass field ready to harvest. 120, all the way down here, is a green rye field ready to harvest. 248, which is inside here, is our main starting farm. And 252 over here is also our farm, just a separate kind of cow pasture off the main farm itself. Now, you cannot buy all areas in the map, and the field prices do vary. Now, because this is a 4X map, a lot of these look to be smaller, but they're actually very, very large. So let's take a look at some of the small ones down here. You can see like 88 here is actually almost 8 acres at $67,000, 76,000, 64,000. We got 36,000, but that's still almost still over a 4-acre farm of a field right there. We got 107,000. Let's see, we got 89,000. Let's go a little bit bigger at 123,000, even bigger than that. 198, 206, 315, 249. Let's check this one out at 330. Go a little bit bigger like these ones here at 467 at 51 acres. And we've got 72 acres for 660 and so on and so forth. We get some forestry area in here. Almost 30 acres of forestry here for $2,421,000. It's really expensive. Got some more forestry here for 1.1 million, I should say, 1.5. We got 1 million again, 851,000, and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of different areas on this map. This one here is 3.4 million, so you can really ratchet up the amount of forestry you can do on this map. You do start out with animal pens. We can see we have a cow barn. Let's see. We have another cow barn, and a pig barn. And these are, I'm saying barn, but they're crossover between barns and pastures. Let's see. Contracts are available on this map. We do not start out. Oops. Let's see. Can I? Oh, I guess I gotta go all the way to the top. We do not start with any production points, but there are plenty available. And if we scroll over, according to this, we do have collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. Now, if we take a look at mods specific to this map, there is nothing here under the buy menu for mods specific to this map. But if we take a look under the build menu, starting out over on our buildings, we scroll all the way down, you will see that we do have some that are here specific to this map, such as the garage for contractors. That one is specific to this map. Then under silos, we do have one here as well. We scroll down. Right here, we got the Pharma 400 multi-fruit mod. Nothing for silo extensions or constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. Under the productions tab, we have nothing under factories, but under selling points, we scroll down, you'll see like the Rots biomass power plant. That is a mod specific to this map. Nothing under greenhouses, cultivation, or generators. Under animals, we do have one here for our cow barns. Let's see, right here we have a few actually. You can see the North German County. That is what I'm talking about, mods specific to this map. Under horses, we do have some here as well. You can see right there. Under pigs, we do have some, as you see right there. And then lastly, here under sheep, we do have some here as well. Nothing for chickens, nothing for bees, and nothing for others. There's absolutely nothing under the decorations tab, but under here on the landscaping tab, under painting swatches, we get a whole bunch of painting swatches. So yes, all these are specific to this map. Nothing for trees and nothing for plants. Now, before we move on, this map is insane. It is crazy. So I'm not going to be able to do like a normal traditional map tour like I normally do. Because if we take a look at this map again, there are over 24 different sell points. There's almost 24 production points. There's multiple different points of interest. There's almost 24 separate farms. I think there's like 17 in total farms that can be purchased. There's multiple pens and pastures that are strewn about the entirety of the map. This map is just insane, just incredible, the amount of stuff that's going on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jet over to the starting farm. That's where we're going to start this tour, and I'm going to show the starting farm in detail. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into flight mode. We're going to hover around and take a good look at this map as I kind of talk about certain features and certain things that kind of caught my eye, and we'll kind of go from there. Again, we're not going to go into any big, deep details for this one. It's just going to be kind of a low-key tour. The reason for this is because this would be a multi-part map tour at minimum. At minimum, there's going to be like 2 separate portions to this tour. But before we get over to the actual starting farm, what I wanted to do is show off the actual production points, because there's a load of them here, and I'm going to show them within here. Now, based on everything that I saw, there is just standard kind of productions, but they're all kind of named differently, and I just want to kind of point them all out. So the Basin Dairy, and actually, you know what? Here, let's do this. What I can do is I can visit each one of these and then kind of show them off really quickly. So we've got the Basin Dairy. We can purchase this one for $210,000, and we got a output here and a input here. Let's see. Next one is the Eagers Paper Factory. As we see here, can purchase this one for $525,000, and we have a wood cell trigger there. We've got, let's see, our input here and output right over here. Next one is the Global Carpentry, and we can purchase this one for $300,000. Input here, wood cell trigger right here, and output on the back. Somewhere in this area is the output. So that's the input. Under the awning, maybe? I'm not seeing an output. Perhaps along the side over here, it's just not marked. Let's see. Next one we have is the grain mill. So you can see we can purchase this one for $288,000. And we wander around looking for the triggers. Looks like we got a output back here. And output back here? Question mark, question mark? An input right here. So, let's see. Anything that kind of explains why? Not really. Grain mill is producing flour that should be palleted. So I don't know what that's coming out with. Anyways, moving on. We got the cereal factory. So this is the Heinemann cereal factory, and we can produce our cereals with the various recipes. We got our price point of $240,000. Output here, input here. Next one is the Heinz Oil Ag, and $290,000 for this one here. And we got our output and input. Let's see. The Holstein sawmill. So we can see here, $500,000 for this bad mamma jamma. We have a input here with the wood cell trigger. And where was that output? I missed it. Is it around the backside? No. Huh. Again, I'm not seeing an output area. So normally, because this is kind of recycling the same model, normally it's in this kind of area right here. It's not marked, but that's kind of where I'm used to it being. Next one is the Lembeck barrel making. $300,000 for this one. And let's see. We have our input here, and I believe the output is under this awning right here. Again, this is normally where it comes out, I think. Could be wrong on this particular one, but I think it comes out from under here. Let's see. Whoops. Next one we have is the Luchman Food Processing, and 390,000 for this one. Let's see. Where is... We got an input right here. And looks like... Oh, no, that's something separate. That's like a... Is that pallet storage? Bale and pallet? Yep, so that's bale and pallet right there. So that's separate. Aha, right there. That's the output. Let's see. Next is lumps carpentry. So we have multiple carpentries here. This one is 300,000. Input here, wood cell trigger there, and output. Again, perhaps on the side over here. Again, not seeing the output there. We got, let's see, next one is the Meyer grain mill. So similar to the last one, this one is 488,000. We have our output here and input way off in the distance. Right over, no, that's an output. Why do we have outputs for grain mills? I am confused. We should be getting pallets. Anyways. There's the input right there. See, next one we have... Whoa, hello. Next one we have is the Meyerman Cement Works for $370,000 for this one. And let's see, where to start. Aha, input is right there. And output right over here, next to AI Helper Ben. Let's see. Next one we have is the Nordland Bioenergy GBR. It's a biogas plant and worth $2,260,000. So let's go ahead and have up here, input here for solids. Over here, I believe we will have our liquid output, aka digestate, right there. Yep. And then on this side of the building, we have our liquid inputs right there. Bunch of bunker silos way back there. Let's see. Next, we have the potato production or potato processing Pullman Ag. So we'll go ahead and check this one out for $360,000. We can purchase this one. Output here and input. Let's see. Where was the input? Oh, right along the side. I missed it. Right over here. Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit more. See how much we got. Oh, we still got plenty. The Roadwall Bakery is right here. $50,000 for this. And input here. And typically outputs right here. Let me pan out real quick just to make sure they didn't move it on us somewhere. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, normally it's on the side over here on this area. So that's where I'm going to presume it's going to spawn. Let's see. Next one, we have this Slurrenberg Soup Factory. $475,000 for this one. We have our input here. And let's see again, output somewhere. I believe normally it's in this area over here. So a lot of these are just not labeled with where their in and out are. We have the piano maker, the Sieselman piano manufacturer, $320,000 for this one. We have our inputs here. And this is one of those where it just produces based on the progress. As you bring planks, it just kind of sits there and builds and builds and builds. And eventually you have a piano it sells at a bulk price. Let's see. Next is the Spinning Mill Otto for $250,000. We have our input here and output around the back, maybe? No. Yeah, we got an input, just don't know where the output is. Let's see. Strict rope making. is next for 300,000. We have a output, looks like output right here, and input. Where are you at? Let's see. Where is the input on this one? Huh. Very, very odd. So this one might need an update because I'm not seeing an input here. Let's see. Next one we have is the sugar mill. So we'll go ahead and check this one out. And 240,000 to purchase. We have an input here. And let's see. Output, output, output. Let's check it out. Perhaps output in here. I'm seeing the hazard mark area there. And it was saying that we had all these kind of bulk areas for storage. So that's really cool based on the description. Let's see, next one we have is the Omland grape processing. Whew, 240,000 to purchase this one. Input here, and output typically is under the awning right over here. Next one we have is the Wolters tailoring. That is $240,000. Input here and output right in the back right there. So that's all the production points. So let's go ahead and head over to the main starting farm. We're just going to hop and skip and jump right over to it. Head into the driveway just like so. So let's take a look at our starting equipment. So we've got a AGCO 1100 weight, the Amazon Persea 4500 2C Super. We got a, and that's a seeder. The Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilizer spreader. We have the Abbey 550 water tanker, Albert manure fork. We have a Albert universal bucket, the Bright LK 105 fertilizer and lime spreader. We got the Branther TA 12050 Power Spread Plus manure spreader, the Claas Avon 450 harvester header. We got the Capello Diamond 8 corn and sunflower header, the Fendt 312 Vario, the Fendt 514 Vario, the Fendt 724 Vario, the Flegel DTS 5.9 trailer. We got a Flegel PFW 18,000 Maxline Plus slurry spreader, the Gorenk Polar 600 weeder, Gavile G 1015 wrapper, the Horse Credo 3 Power Harrow, the Horse Versa Cedar, Hardy Mega 1200L fertilizer and fertilizer and sprayer. There we go. Sprayer. That's the word I'm looking for. The Hardy Mega 1200L tank. That's a front tank for the same application of the sprayer. The Hauer XB 150, the Hauer XB 190, both of those were front loaders. The John Deere 3650, the Krone Swadro TS 970 windrower, the Krone Varipack V190 XC Plus round baler, the Krone Vendro 820 Highland tedder, the K-Brand RA142 forage mixer, mixing wagon. We got the Crampy Big Body 750S trailer, the Crampy Half Pipe HP20 trailer, the Koshar HDS 9184M power washer. We have the Lemken Schmarg 9500K cultivator. We get the Nardi N20T header trailer, the Pottinger Faro 4010D forage wagon, the Pottinger Servo T6000P plow, the Quickie Big Bag Lifter single, the Rudolph DK 280RP trailer, another 280RP trailer, the Samaz KDF 341S front mower, the Samaz XT 390 rear deck mower, the Skoda Kodiaq RS car, the TMC Kinsella TMS2 300D mulcher. We have the Tenwinkle B2500 weight, Tenwinkle Guscom 1250 weight, the Tenwinkle Pack 1000 weight, the Vaderstat Rexus 1230 roller, and that is finally it. We've got a ton of starting equipment, a ton. We're living life pretty good. So As we walk up the driveway here at the starting farm, directly in front of us here, we do have the cow barn. This has room for 154 cows. We start out with 72 of them. As you can see, we get a ton of food to start out with, so we're not having to worry about trying to scramble and get them all fed. We have a input here for our feed, a load point for our animals, and you can see we can put in straw and get manure out of this, but we don't get slurry out of this one. Sleep trigger is right here. Wardrobe trigger right here. We have our silo right there. Bale and pallet storage right over here. Room for 500 stuff. We got our slurry, like liquids tanker, slurry and digestate. I think this holds a little slurry and digestate silo. Over here, we have our pig pasture with room for 146 pigs. 90 start out with. Food and water go here. And a cow barn where we have room for 154 cows, 70 to start out with. Milk is here. Animals can be loaded in here. We have our straw point that can be sprayed into there. We have our feed can go into here if you already have it mixed, or if you want to put in single components. Or you can use the feeding robot where you put in your hay, your straw, your silage, as well as your mineral feed, and you will have a little robot that will come out and feed your animals once an hour. Now, just to show you that we do have, food already in there, we have hay, silage, and straw, but we have 0 mineral feed. So this robot will not work until you load in the mineral feed right here. Slurry is right there. So that's everything here on the starting farm that I want to show off. And you can see it's massive, the starting farm. You got tons of space to utilize, to work, and to grow as well. And the pastures that come along with the kind of barns and buildings, they're really nice because they're just kind of laid out really nice with the landscape itself. You got the kind of nice little house area here. Again, going into the rest of the farm where it just kind of gets a little rough and tumble looking almost, but we got some really nice farm here. Now, if I go off in this direction here, this is the secondary farm and the area for our cow pasture. So come on down, you'll see we have room for 56 cows, but we start out with 18 over here. Plenty of food over here as well. We can load in our cows right here. We can feed them here and water them here. Now, one thing to point out, there is no water here. So you're going to have to scramble to get that up and running if you want your animals to start going up in their health. So let's go ahead and show off just a flyover on the rest of the map, because again, so much to show, so much to kind of go through that it's just not going to be able to be done in a single video. And I think I'm going to struggle to get everything in, like not in this video. I would struggle to get everything in into potentially even 2 videos. There's so much stuff going on. Probably make one video going around the lower half of the map and the second video going around the upper half of the map, and possibly even a third. This is by far one of my favorite areas, is this pasture right here for the sheep. Look at this. It just extends out into the distance off this little hill, but then it swoops down and goes underneath the bridge. How cool is that? Just looks so nice. You get tons of selling points and production points. I mean, the whole 9 yards. We covered the production points. You get a bunch of different options for your sell points as well. Then we kind of continue around the map and checking things out. Looks like you got the biomass plant there. You got the paper factory. It's just so much detail. You got tons of elevation shifts, lots of change in that regard. You get really awesome color palette on this map. A phenomenal color palette. It's toned down, it's relaxed, it's not, trying to get every color that it could possibly get its hand on onto the map. It's just looking like a legit nice area, to be honest with you. It looks awesome. Everywhere you look, you got the nice rolling hills. You got the windmills in the background, rolling smoke out the chimneys. Man, just absolutely fantastic. So as we kind of continue to make our way around, you can see the fields themselves too. They have tons of shift in them, tons of it. So you really do get the opportunity to really kind of work your mind as to try and figure out the different sets of equipment that you want to have on this map, because you don't want to have something too small and it not be able to move your implement and get up a hill kind of thing. So you're going to want to kind of bulk up your vibes on this map in order to be able to make your way through it and get everything that you need. But as we continue to kind of make our way around, we can start to see some of the secondary, tertiary, and all the rest of the farms that are on here. There's tons and tons and tons. Like I said, there's 17 farms on this map total. I think they said it was 10 like pure expansions. Actually, let me verify that just real quick. So there are 7 farms with farmhouses and then 10 farms with settlers. That right there is berserk. Holy smokes. I mean, just having 17 farms by itself with all different setups and all that, I wouldn't be able to get through it. I would not be able to do it. But that is pretty much it here on North Germany country. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I love this map. This map is huge. There's so much stuff going on it, and it's phenomenal. Again, color palette, very nice, spot on in my opinion. Then you throw in the hills and undulations. Again, beautiful, gorgeous hills and undulations. There's plenty of area that's flat. You're going to be able to build up and do what you want with the map as well. But at the same time, you're able to just really kind of get to know the map and really become like just become to a like so familiar with it, because you're gonna have to spend so much time with this map, because it is a monster 4x map. So you're gonna have to learn all the roads, the networks, and all that stuff. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of stuff to undertake on this map. What I also like are just like when we're here at the main farm. Let me fly down here real quick. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You got the kind of ever presence in the background of all these different massive facilities within your view of your starting farm. And then you're always surrounded by the kind of windmills that are hanging out there in the background. You got the beautiful bridge, the double swoop bridge way off in the distance over there. Again, another large facility in the distance. I mean, it's so good. So good. Let's hop back up in the air one more time, and we'll head down in this direction. Giant river that kind of intersects the map right there. But then you get into this southern part of the map after you cross over the bridge. And yeah, you just got to love it. I love it. I've got to love it, because this is nuts. This is nuts. The amount of detail is unreal. Absolutely unreal. Again, you get tons of forestry on this map. You got tons of different options, whether it's forestry, grass care, farming, fields. I mean, you can do whatever. You can do basically whatever on this map. You can set yourself up for success no matter how you proceed with it. But I think that's where we're going to leave this map tour, because yeah, this is a beast. It's an absolute beast. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. I do apologize that it's, quite a bit different than what I normally do. But based on everything you can see here, I really hope that you can understand why I had to do it like this. But I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing the show, advocates for this channel, and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.